With inflation still elevated and the Fed under new leadership, what does their decision to keep rates unchanged mean for advisors and their clients? Hi, I'm Josh Hirt. In this video, we unpack the latest FOMC meeting and what it says about the Fed's view on inflation, how their guidance may change going forward, and how it may shape the 2026 outlook. So the decision to hold rates steady at the recent Fed meeting was relatively expected by the marketplace and participants. What really stood out was everything surrounding the rate decision ultimately. Number one, new Fed Chair Warsh's first meeting and first press conference definitely had a different feel to it than some of the recent meetings that we've had. And then the other thing that stood out was just the orientation around the inflation mandate. Some of the higher projections in the summary of economic projections by committee members, not only for higher inflation, but also a more elevated interest rate in 2026 than was largely expected coming into the meeting. So I think there are a number of implications for advisors to think about how the Fed might operate differently under a new chair. I think some of those are going to take some time to really understand, and there are going to be a number of task forces that are going to take some time to really review a number of aspects in terms of different areas of the way that the Fed engages with both data today, as well as with its communication policies. Some of those are going to take some time to play out. I think what was very clear and a key implication immediately is just going to be the role of forward guidance going forward, much less of a role, if at any, with a new chair at the helm in terms of the official statement, which usually provides some degree of forward guidance to that. There was really effectively none included in the new statement. And then just elsewhere in the press conference, any mentions of forward-looking conditions, projections, other than those that were submitted through the SEP, was really scaled back significantly at all. So I think that was a clear implication, is that advisors, market participants are going to be operating in an environment where there will be much less forward guidance provided by the Federal Reserve. So I think one key implication in the outlook for 2026 from the most recent Fed meeting is clearly going to be around the inflation trajectory, as well as the interest rate environment for advisors to really be paying attention to. So I think there's really two areas that stood out in terms of providing some guidance on the outlook overall. The first one would be some of the projections from the summary of economic projections by participants. I think it was widely unexpected to have such a large part of the committee penciling in interest rate increases for 2026. So that's a very key development in terms of just the shift for the policy rate expectations. I think the other aspect that really underscored that as well was just a refocusing on the inflation mandate. So really bringing it again front and center, both through the statement as well as through Chair Warsh's language, really a focus on the inflation mandate and doing whatever is necessary to restore price stability overall. So I think that's really the key outlook in terms of 2026. Previous to the meeting, I think we are much more in an environment of thinking about interest rate holds. I think the most recent Fed meeting and some of the communication involved does suggest that there is a higher likelihood that interest rates could increase from here. So really we'll have to see how the inflation trajectory plays out going forward to solidify the rate outlook. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more insights from Vanguard's thought leaders.